I wanted to start my today's video by saying thank you to every single transphobic person who had the time to leave a transphobic comment under my last video, because what else would they be doing with their life? How about educating themselves, being happy, contributing to the well-being of this world? No. This is just way beyond their intellectual capacities. But the more comments you leave for me, the better it is for me. The bigger chances my videos get to go viral. So please do that. I encourage you. Today I wanted to talk about radical acceptance because I feel like we live in the moment where a lot of people make a lot of money off your delusions, selling you manifesting classes, courses, etc. And don't take me wrong, I do think that there's part of truth in it, and I do think that it's good mentally for you to just imagine your dreams, sit down, make a mood board, make a vision board with everything that you dream and aspire. However, do not forget that we do not always come from the same social class and wealth, families, skin color, meaning that a lot of us, starting from the birth, are going to have less rights and less opportunities than others. So you can manifest as much as you want, sweetheart. I do believe that a part of this world is spiritual. However, I'm also very realistic. We live in the system. We live in the set of systems that are going to limit you. So instead of just manifesting, I would tell you to start seeing things for what they really are and what potential you already have in your life. It might not be much. You might have just a very little bit, but you are so used to those things because you live with yourself daily that you don't even realize some of the small privileges that you might have and might be able to use to your favor and just turn them into something bigger, make your life more comfortable, because this should be your ultimate goal in life, to make your life happier and more comfortable. It's not about being famous. It's not just about having a lot of money, because this is just too vague. It's literally being able to wake up in the morning, do something that you appreciate with the people that you love and respect, and then go to bed with your nervous system regulated. And I'm going to give you a very precise example because I've been through a lot for the past, I'd say, 3 years, and I don't even want to talk about it today necessarily because it's just such a long story and it would take us a little bit more than the time that I've planned to talk to you guys. So let's leave it for some other time. But I did undergo a lot of crucial changes and I have absolutely no regrets. I think it was a good thing, and I also think like I at least was the kind of person who needed a push in life. Probably a kick more than a push. Some people just tend to listen to other people's advice and not make the same mistakes. I did not. So if you're that kind of person, I also understand and I fully respect you. But if you're a little bit more open and flexible to listening to what other people saying and some of the experience and they went through, you should absolutely do that. That is the first advice that I want to give you. And when those things happened to me, I realized that I lost so much that I actually stopped seeing things for what they are and the potential that I already had in me and how I could work with this potential. Because, you know, when you lose crucial things in life like financial stability, your friend group, your apartment, all of a sudden your world is just shaken to a point where you feel so unstable, you feel alone, you feel lonely, you feel helpless, and this is just one of the worst feelings ever. But then, however bad you're feeling, even if you need a little break, this is completely fine. You should really sit down with yourself and say, hey, okay, those things actually happened. This is nothing, there is nothing I can do about the fact that these things already happened. I could spend my life living in regret. I could absolutely do that. What will it give me? Life full of regrets. Or I could take a little bit of time to heal and then reprogram my brain into thinking, hey, actually there is a way out all of this and there's light at the end of the tunnel, and the person who's going to light this light is me, because literally nobody is going to save you. Some people may contribute to your well-being. Good if you have those people. You really need to start doing things for yourself. And surprisingly, the thing that helped me the most during those years and during those moments is not being with my friends, it's not therapy. I tried therapy, my therapist was actually horrid, I did not appreciate it. The thing that helped me the most is as simple as discipline, is forcing myself to do things that I knew would contribute to me feeling better in the long run. Because sometimes, you know, when life gets so dark, you really need to think, okay, even if today sucks, even if tomorrow sucks, even if the next week is going to be hard, I'm going to be thinking long term, because I know that I am my own investment, and investments always work in the long run. It's never over in the night. We're not trading. Once again, we are investing. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. So once you take this time to heal a little bit, sit down and say, hey, what could I do to make my life smoother? To me, those were very basic things. First of all, put some boundaries with people who didn't know how to respect mine. And even before that, sit down and think, do I really need these people in my life? Or am I just appreciating something, like some kind of feeling that they given to me, but maybe I could find that same feeling within myself or within another friend group who would be actually healthier. Very important. First step. Second step is put healthy boundaries with people. You don't need to be around people all the time, however much you love them. People need to understand the type of person you are, the things that you like. Start saying no more frequently. Very important. Because also when you're rebuilding yourself, it's really important to start sacrificing some things. We're talking about smaller things. We're talking about maybe socializing a little bit less because you know that your health or well-being or even mental health are not doing that great. So you really need a little bit of time to yourself to just recenter and find yourself, and maybe even create like a new version of yourself, which is also incredibly scary but very beautiful. When you're working on creating this new person, considering that you went through some kind of trauma that really changed you as a person, and there is scientific proof that trauma does change you. So if you feel like you're a new person, this is actually completely fine. That's how you're supposed to feel. So nothing to worry about. You need to know what this new person actually wants in life. Do you want the same things, or do you want slightly modify them? Or are you actually into trying new things that you did not try in the past? And is today the moment to maybe actually start considering them? And in the moment of doubt, this is why I mentioned discipline, because discipline is the only thing that actually gonna hold you together for this whole time. Because once you develop this habit of doing whatever, let's say you start a new hobby, your brain just gonna stick to this routine and it's gonna feel natural. And as I said, as we are playing in the long run, as we are not paying attention to today, because today might be a little bit hard, but we still want to make sure that 6 months from now we are feeling considerably better. By maintaining this thing, by maintaining this hobby, by maintaining going to the gym regularly, by maintaining eating a little bit healthier, let's say this is your option and this is your choice, you are making sure that you're 6 months from now, however bad life is today, you're gonna feel so much better. This is why I say accept things radically, accept things for what they are. You're feeling down today, this is just a feeling. Feelings are temporary. Whatever you feel, you're feeling. Some things stay with us, a lot of things linger, so you shouldn't pay that much attention, because we are making sure that you several months from now are going to be thankful to this previous version of you who maybe still felt a little bit lost and didn't have enough, and knew that you felt lost and accepted the fact that you felt lost and confused. Because honestly, at the end of the day, what is wrong with feeling lost? People who look like they have it all figured out do not have it all figured out. It's just that their lives are so busy because they maintain a very healthy discipline, because they actually go to the gym, because they actually eat healthier or spend the time with their friends or some other type of quality time. They don't have as much time to just sit down and feel that sorrow, feel the deep sorrow that every single person in us has. But when you have a lot of time because your discipline is down and you're not doing anything you're supposed to be doing, of course you're going to be feeling even sadder than you already are. So that's why I'm like, to me, discipline is one of the most powerful and like effective ways to fight depression. And I'm not a doctor, I'm just coming from personal experience, and if I look back at myself, it's literally the only thing. Like, I remember after my abusive relationship and a horrible heartbreak that took really big proportions, because I want to say I kind of dated somebody who was a public figure, so it was really big, and I lost a lot, including people, including health, including mental health. I knew that in order to rebuild myself, I really needed to switch things up and find a new job, find a new apartment. Like, just start with the basics. But those basics actually are really hard when you come from nothing and when you're already so exhausted. So I remember it was back in, I'd say, beginning of 2022. So I really sat down with myself. I'm like, okay, what would make your life better in the next 6 months? Do you need a new job? Okay, I'm gonna get you that new job. So I sat down, and every single day I would apply to hundreds of jobs, because the market is already hard enough. So I knew that it would take me time. I knew that it would be hard, and I would feel disappointed because I would get a lot of rejections. I still stuck to it, and I'm just so incredibly proud of myself till this day, because I knew that I was doing it for myself and for absolutely no one else. Once I was done with that, I knew that I needed a new apartment, because I had an okay relationship with my roommate, but my roommate was still related to my abusive ex, so I just didn't want this kind of energy lingering in the air, like her reminding me of everything that I went through. So I just needed my independence, and I needed a completely fresh start. I got myself an apartment. Every single day I would be looking for apartments. I would be applying to tons of them. I would be calling them. I would be visiting apartments. And sometimes I even knew beforehand that I would not be accepted for the apartment because maybe I wasn't making enough money, or maybe something else was off. I was still making sure that I would go there and I would show up, not even for those people, because agency people obviously don't care. I would show up for myself, and just fighting for yourself when you're feeling so down, and then you went through so much and life is not okay, is just such a sign of strength. It's just such a sign of believing and never giving up on yourself and doing things despite and regardless. I think only the strongest God soldiers are capable of that. Other people tend to give up, or they tend to procrastinate or go lazy. And temporarily those things are fine, but if they are a part of your routine, you're literally not gonna get yourself out of this situation. You have to fight for yourself. And I really became such a fighter. I have a hard time being around people who aren't, and obviously not everybody has to fight. Some people's lives are considerably better. But fighting to me looks like taking care of yourself daily, even in smallest steps, because you just know that by taking care of yourself today, tomorrow you're gonna wake up and say, hey, I'm actually thankful to myself because yesterday I made sure I cleaned my freaking apartment even though it was ugly, dirty. I went to the gym, and then I made myself this yummy meal that's gonna last me for the next 3 days, and I feel good about myself. It's just maintaining, it's just accepting things for what they are, but still fighting for this better life that you're gonna have if you put enough effort into that. But start putting this effort now, and literally use discipline as much as you can. You don't need to be radical to a point where you have to get up at 4:30 in the morning and do Pilates for an hour and then go to work, whatever. I'm not this crazy. I love to sleep in fact. But just doing those small things, like, you know what? Let's say every single day from now on, I want to make sure that I go for a walk. Those small things that actually accumulate and build up, and you're not doing just this one small gesture, there's 5 or 6 of them that are part of your routine, and all of them are so good and feel good to you. It's not just someone else imposed them on you, it's just you know that they feel good to you. I am a proof that life does get exponentially better. Like, if I compare myself, so it's April 2025, if I compare myself to April 2022, which was only 3 years ago, I was still so heartbroken and miserable. It was still the moment when I had my roommate and I was looking for a new job or a new apartment, and I still didn't have them. And I knew that I was this close to getting those things, but still not quite yet. I am feeling like a completely different person. I just don't have this daily anxiety. I don't have people around me who don't bring enough to the table because I require a lot. So if this is not your case, this is fine, but I just don't want you around me. I have a better job, I have a better pay, I have a better apartment. I made sure that I got myself those things. Like literally nobody gave them to me. You have to go fight, you have to go chase, you have to go hunt. You don't need to be aggressive about it, but you want a better life. I don't have a solution to you. Just start fighting for yourself, get better discipline, and just don't give up.